So the huge story that broke by the time we woke up this morning, and we had no idea what was going on, was, and it was like the top headline on ESPN this morning.
If Lionel won a job, he was a couple.
Penny Hardaway gets rid of 4 assistants right before the season's about to start. We're like, what is going on here? Okay, so the story goes like this. Memphis coach Penny Hardaway has announced significant changes to his coaching staff. So first it drops that there's like 3 or 4 names that get kind of leaked out. Hitman Hoops on Twitter puts this out, and then you get some of the Tiger beat writers that are all following this up. And so it says Hardaway shared in a prepared statement. And then right after the first 3, which were all kind of like guys with Memphis ties, like Memphis high school coaches and former Memphis high school coaches, you feel like maybe on some level that those were guys that he had worked with in the past. He had a prior relationship with the past, right? They're probably not. These aren't the kind of guys that like Duke's hiring or NC State or any.
Right. One of them has some academic ties.
I got
Coach Earl and them.
I got you, but they're friends of the program.
The homies.
The homies.
Friends of the program, friends of Penny. I'm not saying they don't have basketball acumen or that they can't be on a staff. I'm saying they had local ties.
Yeah.
But then the Stansberry thing dropped. It was like, hold the phone now, because Rick Stansberry, and then it is listed everywhere as Rick Stansberry, is very responsible for the roster they're about to have. Okay? So it says, Hardaway shared in a prepared statement that Memphis Tigers assistant coaches, Rick Stansberry, special advisor to the head coach, Faraji Phillips, assistant coach, director of player development, Jamie Rosser, and director of skill development and recruiting coordinator, Demetrius Dyson, would not return to the program for the 24-25 season. And I want to thank Rick, Faraji, Jamie, and Demetrius for their service to the University of Memphis basketball program. These are good coaches I've worked closely with over the past few seasons, made a difficult decision to go in a direction with our staff. Timing's not ideal, but I want this team to have the best opportunity to reach our goals of winning the AAC and the NCAA tournament, blah, 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 blah. Right? Okay. So here's the deal. And I know the way the Memphis media works, right? Which is, what's going on? And it's always chaotic and there's always dissension over it. This is true, right? We just never have anything quiet over there. That's a whole nother subject to me. All right? I don't want to say it's a whole nother subject. It's part of this subject for sure. Because it's just another thing where it's like, bro, what? How is there Memphis basketball news every other week? How? It's always a player leaving, a player upset, a coach leaving. What is going on, bro?
It's never good.
It's never good. It's always like drama. Yeah. Just filled with drama. All right? So, but let me just take this instance specifically. I've been around here for now 24 years, right? I've covered all these Memphis basketball teams. I've covered a lot of college sports in that time. Bro, you do not get rid of staffs
this early.
7 weeks before the season.
No.
You don't do it unless, and this is why, to me, this is simple stuff, and I didn't see anybody talking about this. Bro, something's coming down.
Yeah, it's coming.
Wake up. They got a new AD. They got a new director of basketball ops. These both happened within the last, 8 weeks.
And you had
that somebody walked in and said, bro, you better clean this up.
Right, you probably
because it's about to come down the pike. We know Rick Stansberry. Come on. Are we going to, Mississippi State, Western Kentucky,
King of Shiesty.
We knew. He's a player getter.
Well, they also, the end of last year, the academic thing.
Right.
That happened.
And so you got, bro, and you got to have, look, bro, if somebody's snooping around, if something's coming down the pike, you got to have some dudes that fall on a sword. There's no chance you just had some kind of epiphany to get rid. This is an edict, bro. Somebody told him, bro, you better clean this out because they are going to hammer our ass.
Yeah. So what you think could possibly
I don't know. I think probably violations.
Yeah. Some violations.
It'll be recruiting violations, but that would be, again, I know nothing. I'm just telling you this is, to me, this is simple stuff.
I wouldn't think recruiting violations.
What? Come on.
I would think, what recruiting violations do you have now?
I mean,
Yeah, one of them had already got in trouble for academic fraud. Anyway,
I think
at a
that's
different
the
school.
academic
Jamie
fraud
Ross did.
stuff.
He was already in some trouble.
That's what I would think is that it's the academic fraud.
I'm saying, look, if they got snooped around, bro, it's the same way as when we had Larry Brown. It's the same way we got Rick Stansbury. Like, bro, you are just asking the NCAA to look at every damn thing you do. And you know they don't care about anything they do. That's been established. He literally couldn't coach the first 4 games of last season. They don't care.
But again,
right?
I don't get recruiting violations. What are recruiting?
You don't know. I mean,
Yeah, because
they
everything's
still
legal.
IL when you
bro,
can
they
pay
still,
guys.
but they still have the rules. They still have rules.
I guess, but they
Well,
would
they
have to
got
be
some of
pretty
that Connor.
egregious for
What's the
them to-
dude name? Was at Michigan?
Oh,
Yeah, but that wasn't
Stallion.
recruiting. He was
Connor
just
Stallion
like,
going
They
on.
got him out of there.
What I'm saying,
They got him out of there.
I can't tell you what they did. I'm telling you something happened, bro. There's no way
Yeah, I think
you
it's the
fire these
academic. I
guys
think it's the
7
academic
weeks
stuff.
before the season.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I think partly those 3 guys could be a part of that, but I think the Rick thing, I saw Hitman tweeted out that him and Rick and Penny got into it a little bit. So then Rick decided he was like, I can't do this, and dipped out.
All I'm saying is,
Because his stuff he's doing now is like legal now.
bro, you have new bosses.
Yeah, he got new bosses.
You have new bosses. Like, we just got to put 2 and 2 together. You think he wanted to just get rid of all his guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Think he wanted to get rid of all his guys? Think he wanted to have to do this and go find a new friggin' coaching staff 7 weeks before the season? Something happened, bro. Something happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some dysfunction and Penny got mad at everybody, and he was told to do this. He had to have been told to do
me
this.
in the middle kind of thing, probably.
Yes. Because, you know,
me in the middle situation.
My old buddy Tim Duncan's over there now as the director of basketball ops. They got this new AD, Ed Scott, and there's been no oversight.
Clean house, right?
Right. And
cut
walked
you-
in, it's like, hold on now.
You cut
Look,
your-
we ain't trying to get in more trouble. We just getting through this.